Hello, my name is David Gasnick. I am a student in game programming in his final year. This is going to be one of my video exercises. My student number is 101187910. Hope you enjoy.
Hello, and welcome to the fourth episode of my weekly exercise series. In this episode, we're going to implement a save feature for the player's location. And the easiest way to do that is using something called player prefs in Unity. So most of the work is done by Unity itself. So what I have pulled up here is where I left off with the last episode. So the first thing we want to do is we want to create a script for saving and loading. So I've already done that, and I've created a new class called Save and Load Game. I've created 3 floats for the player's X, Y, and Z coordinates, and I've also made a game object for the player character, so we have a reference to that. And then I made a save location function in which the player's X, Y, and Z coordinates are taken, and then they're saved as a float into the player prefs. And the reason why a float is because if you were to use an integer, you would lose some data. Floats have the decimal points, and Unity uses floats for the player position. So if you were to use integers, it would save, but it wouldn't save correctly. You might appear in a slightly different spot. So after that, it saves to the player prefs, which, depending, if you bring up the Unity documentation, depending on what system you're using and what device, it will go into different spots on your in the storage. So you can just look up the documentation to find out exactly where it gets saved. And then following, we have the load location function I created, which just takes those floats that was saved in the player prefs, X, Y, and Z again, and then I create a vector 3, which I call load placement, call it whatever you want, and the player character is then placed in that vector 3, which should be exactly where you saved. So let's make this work. So you want to have a button, and I've already created a button, and if you don't know how to make a button, just look at the previous episode where I show you how to make a button. So we want to add a function to it. Actually, let's add that script first, because that's going to be important. So we're just going to grab my... Oop, that's actually the wrong one. I want this one. My save and load script. There we go. And then we're going to add some functionality, get a reference to the save button, get to my script, and we want save location. And then we want a reference to the player character, just like that. And let me just double check the scenes. Sorry. Did I put functionality on this? No, I did not. Okay, so simple, same thing. I added the scene loader script to it. Plus button, get a reference to the button, drag and drop, simple. Go to the scene loader, and then you want to click on start button clicked, or whatever you named it. That way the program will run. Okay, let's see if it works, if I didn't make any mistakes. Okay, so let's go somewhere obvious. Let's go over here to this log. Let's pretend Link is sitting on this log, and click save. It said game saved in the corner here. I'm going to close the program. I'm going to start it again, and if everything goes to plan, I should begin in that same location. And ta-da! There I am. So plain and simple, there you go. Using player prefs to save the player location, and you're done.